Hello everybody. I'm going to give you my predictions for 2011. I'm first going to share with you the predictions I've made over the last couple of years that have come to pass. As most of you know, I've been battling on about gold and silver endlessly. 2008 gold was at $850, it's now at $1,400 and going up. Silver was at $11, really a no-brainer at that point. It's now over $30. The way I see it, silver has almost an endless upside. For next year, I think we're going to see silver at least $50. I think we're going to see gold at least $1,800 and rising. And I think we're in a very long-term bull market for gold and silver. I predicted that we would see real estate, particularly in the United States, continuing to fall. It's fallen huge percentages, anywhere from 10% to 70% or even more than that in certain areas. We've still got bubbles in countries like China, but Australia, the bubble is bursting, and I think we're going to see more of those bubbles bursting over this next couple of year period, but we are going to see property prices fall further. So be careful before you buy any more property, at least for this coming year. I predicted we'd see unemployment rise. Unemployment's at a 26-year high in the United States. Youth unemployment among the young people, particularly in countries of Europe, is anywhere between 40 and 50%. I predicted a lot of social unrest. Look at what we've seen. Riots in Greece, Spain, Ireland, all going on. Look what's happened recently in the United Kingdom with an open attack on Charles and Camilla. We're at the beginning of this. I'm predicting more of it. I said we were going to see more bailouts and more printing of money. Of course, we've seen that. And again, we're nowhere near the end of that. I predicted there would be more people power. Facebook has got 500 million subscribers now. Twitter, over 200 million. So all these social networking groups, they're going to grow. But we are going to see, in my opinion, I'm predicting here, much more clampdown by governments. They're going to try and control what we do on the internet, and Big Brother is going to be watching us. I'm seeing this everywhere. They're wanting to put cameras into malls. They're putting cameras into stations everywhere. They're just putting cameras everywhere to watch the small average person. I think we're going to see more schism between the haves and the have-nots. And I think we're going to see more hidden secrets coming out. We've seen WikiLeaks, OpenWiki. There's much more of that to come, and much more subversive power coming out. I predicted a lot of disasters. Even here in New Zealand, we had the Christchurch earthquake at the beginning of September. Unheard of. To have an earthquake there, the seismologists didn't even know there was a fault line there. And only on Boxing Day, we had a huge aftershock, huge. And the insurance companies have now opened up the window for people to make more claims because more buildings have been damaged. There's more damage, and who knows when there's going to be more earthquakes in that region. None of us know. But what I am predicting, we've seen huge flooding in Australia. We've seen in South America, there's been millions of people made homeless by disasters, but I'm seeing more flooding this year. I think we're going to see a lot of flooding, and even towns and even cities just wiped out in the twinkling of an eye by massive flooding. I think that we're going to see more bailouts, as I said. I think we're going to continue to see volatile stock markets. I think there's going to be a great deal of speculation, particularly for the first 6 months of the year, and we could see a huge rally in the Dow Jones, even up to maybe 13,000. But then equally, after August time, I think there could well be a drop to around the 7,000 or 8,000 mark. Hard to say, because what I'm seeing, a lot of sudden and unexpected events happening and people responding in fear and panic to sudden unexpected events. I think certain stock sectors look as though they're going to be well starred. Anything connected with stem cell research, connected with alternative power. I think we are going to see some breakthroughs in an alternative power. and alternative energy over the next 2 to 3 years, maybe not in 2011 necessarily, but it's coming up, and that's going to change the face of power in our world. And I think that people's willingness to take risks is going to get bigger this year. We are going to see more speculation, more of it, and more huge losses because of overconfidence. We may see more medical breakthroughs, and what we certainly are going to see is more of a focus on survival issues. Anything connected with how you can survive off the grid. So anybody who's got anything, any commodities or any products or services connected with survival has the potential to do very well, because people are going to be looking for ways in which they can be more self-sufficient. I think we're going to see that. I think the old people are going to be suffering once again. I think pensions are going to get cut, and we're going to see rises in taxes and people just squeezed away. I think education will come under question as to whether a college degree really means anything anymore. And some huge sweeping changes starting to happen in the field of education, how it's taught, what it costs, and who receives it and how. So those are my predictions for this coming year. And if you'd like to read more, because I do write a lot about this in more detail, there's only so much I feel I can cram into a YouTube video. But I would certainly say the price of gold and silver, even now, is not too high to be buying. Try and buy in the dips for those of you that haven't bought any just yet. And also look at any kind of thing that means insurance to you. So gold and silver would be insurance against economies or currencies collapsing. I do think the US dollar will come under threat this year, and latest by 2012, even more. We're going to see it drop further. And anything that will enable you to be more self-sufficient, even if that's only having a store of food and water, and maybe a generator or some electrical backup just in case the power lines go down. At least that would be something proactive that you can do to protect yourself and your loved ones. So I'd like to take this opportunity to wish you all a very happy, healthy and prosperous 2011. And I thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.